Hi, Datin Dona. Welcome to our show. I know you're the president of the SSPCA,
That's right.
right? And based on a bit of research, I think you're also chairing for another organization.
Culinary
Cul-
heritage.
Yeah, Culinary Heritage. Okay. Do you have anything else to add in terms of introduction?
I'm also involved in Truffle Guild, which is former Girl Guides.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was a
Yeah.
Girl Guide in school. Yes, and of course there are a couple of others like the Kuching City of Gastronomy.
So that's different than the chess.
That's different. So that's two separate. Yeah, two
Okay.
separate associations.
What's the association that you feel is taking up the most of your time and commitment right now?
Oh, definitely SSPCA, and then a close second is the Culinary Heritage.
Okay, because I think last time I've heard Laura mentioning, right?
Yeah.
She said that you guys are gonna launch something this year. It's a kind of event this year.
So we have Kuching is going to be the host for the UNESCO Cities of Gastronomy annual meeting in August. Yeah, so we're all working on that. So we have like conference, then we'll have we call it the UCCN Pavilion, which will be just on the side of Kuching Festival, where we're inviting foreign chefs to come in, and then there'll be a charity dinner as well.
I want to ask you about your commitment with SSPCA, right? When did you get started and involved in that? And what was the idea going into it?
Well, from young, I always had, I wanted to be a vet. I would always sort of like end up with a kitten in my pocket on the way home from school. Because those days, everybody used to walk to school. So then I would have to go to the neighbors because my mom would say no. And then I'd have to go to the neighbors.
You have to convince them to
find out who would adopt the cat.
Okay.
Yeah, the kitten. So, and then of course I was a life member of SSPCA for a long time, but never active until one time we were doing fundraising for SSPCA. And then the lady who was looking after it at that time, Elizabeth Lim, she asked if we could pass her the cash. So we said, why? Why we want a bank account? And she said, the staff haven't been paid for 2 months.
So she was asking for a donation.
We had the donation.
Okay.
And she was asking for the cash. And so we said, why? Because she said the committee at that time were inactive and had moved away and they couldn't get sign off on the staff salaries. So that's when we decided something's wrong and we have to look into it. So I think that was 2009.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you've been a president for...
No, I was in there as committee first.
Okay.
Dr. Siong was our president then. And then after 2 years, he handed over to me.
Okay. How do you see SSPCA grow in the years that you've been active so far?
Well, we've, of course, the number of animals has grown, but we've tried to sort of like cap it at that because we're over capacity as it is already. And then we finally managed to get, after 10 years, a piece of land during Adinan Satem's time.
So it's officially kind of already set up, right?
SSPCA is the second oldest registered animal welfare group in Malaysia.
I meant the new shelter.
Oh, the new shelter, no. So it took us 10 years to get the land. After we got the land, because of COVID, took us 5 years to get the planning approval.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got planning approval last year. And so now we're renegotiating the contract. So once that's done, signed off, so hopefully before Gawai, we can actually start piling.
Okay. All right.
And then it'll be 20 months of building.
I see. Okay. Yeah, because I saw there's a new dog park recently. I'm not sure if that's...
Oh no, that's done by somebody else.
Okay. I was under the impression that was like under SSPCA.
No,
okay.
no, that's a different NGO.
All right. Okay. So
It's half private, half NGO.
yeah. So Dona, you clearly have been very busy with all these organizations, right? I want to know what's your motivation and drive whenever you take on these responsibilities, because I feel that being a president and running an organization that's active, it's not easy feat. And you're running a couple of them. What's the motivation? What drives you to do it?
I guess it's always you feel that you can do something. You see where there is a need, and you feel that you can do something. Like with SSPCA, over the years, we have established good relations with the government because we see the need for some of their policies to change, but we understand how this. We understand after the years, we understand how the system works, and trying to work within that to slowly, sort of like change some of the policies. So there's, and then even with like culinary heritage, it actually started off with just a group of friends saying, hey, why don't we do a street food festival for heritage items? And then it grew and grew from there, and then we had to get registered. It's also sort of like wanting the youth to appreciate what we have.
So when you set that up, right, there was actually there was actually kind of people were jumping in and interested in kind of.
Yeah, that's right. One of them was Gracie, also one of your,
Yeah.
so Gracie, Laura. And then it grew from there. And then, so that's how we saw that people were interested in what we were doing. So, yeah, and then from there, we said, no, Kuching should be recognized as for its gastronomy. And then, so
Yes.
we pushed, to get the UNESCO recognition and all that as well.
Okay, that's awesome. Between all of these organizations that you run, how do you manage your time? How do you allocate, like, your commitment towards them? Because I think sometimes they might be conflicting, right?
Yeah, it's good to have a good team with you as well. Last year, actually, I had to hire a PA.
Okay.
To help me, because last year we had 2 grants, and then with grants there's a lot of reporting you need to do. Yeah, so it actually, for one of the bigger grants, it took 3 of us to sort of keep track. It was for SSPCA, and we had to keep track of every single animal that we had neutered. Last year we neutered about 700 animals.
Like neuter and release.
Some were neutered for lower income groups. Some 100 dogs were neutered and released. We ear tagged them. Yeah, so we signed a MOU with MBKS, and we're still working on like Sarawak Disaster Management Committee to get recognition of that MOU as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's actually a lot of back work that needs to be done besides just going out. Rescuing animals and all that. There's actually a lot of work in the back that needs to be done as well. Yeah. So we share the work. Well, we have our rescue teams, we have our adoption teams, and then I do most of the government liaison and all the paperwork and policy.
Okay. So that definitely helps lah. I mean, there's a team behind it, right? Because a lot of times people don't see the background work that's needed. Like when it comes to rescuing animals, right? They'll just say, "Hey, I've got this dog here. Can somebody come in to
help?"
Yeah. Yeah, but then it's not as simple.
Yeah, that's right. So like even right now, the biggest project we're working on SSPCA, besides the animal village, we're going to call it the animal village, is in April. We finally got approval from the federal vet department to bring in World Veterinary Services and Mission Rabies. So that's another thing we've been working on since 2018. Slowly, at first it was outright refusal, and then slowly you sort of like show them that, okay, this is where we need them, and finally last year they gave the nod.
What do you feel changed though?
I think they really saw that we need a different kind of push in the battle against rabies. We're doing pretty well. I think now the incidences of rabid animals that they have found is down to 6%. So vaccination, all that is working. But we need, because now it's just the urban areas. So we need to be working really hard and perhaps a slightly different approach. So in April, we'll be doing a dog census dog and cat, since we're going to be going around to ask, to find out what's the population.
So these are people that like you can only take census on the ones that people actually.
I know. So this would be the census would cover all. As we walk along the designated areas, we have to count how many free roaming dogs we see or cats. So we note that down, and then we'll use a GPS
sounds
marking.
Like a lot of work.
Yeah. So and then after that, then we will go and interview the houses. And ask them, do they have dogs? Do they have cats? Are they licensed? Are they new?
Are they inside the house?
Yeah. So because nobody has the actual figures.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then after that, then Mission Rabies, World Veterinary Services will come in, and we'll also be using an oral rabies vaccine, which is what you feed the dog. So it looks like a piece of cake. But those would be for stray dogs and for free roaming dogs. Yeah. But again, you need the teams because you need to pick that up if they don't eat it. You can't leave it there. Yeah. Littering and all that, and also. So that would be for 2 weeks in April. So that one we would probably have about 30 teams working on that. Yeah. So some teams from vet department, some teams from the border enforcement, and then other teams will be voluntary and Mission Rabies.
It sounds like a lot of work to organize everybody,
yes.
right?
You probably won't see me very much in April.
Yes, I think that's what I want to kind of segue into. So you've been training here for it's coming close to a year now, I think. Right?
I think it's probably over a year already.
Okay.
Feels like it was over a year. Right?
Yes, and throughout this period, what we noticed was, of course, there were periods of time where you were very busy, occupied, you had to travel, right? Mm-hmm. But for the most part, what I really admire is the fact that when you're in Kuching, you really try your best to show up and do all that. So let's talk about the start of your fitness journey. Like, because I think you're juggling all of these things together. Why did you suddenly make the decision, oh, I need to take care of my health and fitness, I need to get started on this routine? What was the thing that drove you?
I've always enjoyed working out. Yeah, in school I was a swimmer, I was a javelin sort of like thrower. So I've always been very active, and I used to go to another gym, and I enjoyed their group classes, but sometimes I need more flexible time. So I felt that sometimes it clashed. So here with PT sessions and all that, so I have more flexible time that I can sort of like adjust to my schedule.
Okay. What was the thing that got you started? I mean, aside from the enjoyment, why did you feel like, hey, this is something I need to keep in my routine?
Yeah, I was feeling a little bit flabby.
Okay. Was that after like because I think sometimes when you get caught up with work, right? Sometimes we don't watch what we.
Well, I had signed up for this other program that was called Wild Fit, and that had helped me to start on a better eating journey, sort of like knowing how foods affect you. And so I had started losing the weight, but I felt that my stamina was something I needed to improve on. So like climbing up 4 flights of steps was a little bit tiring. So I thought, not very good.
Okay, so you can feel that your body is starting to kind of slow down a little bit.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, how would you manage the personal and your professional commitments?
Well, I think sort of like last year, after going through actually it was during the Wild Fit program, it kind of reminded you that you need to make a better commitment to yourself. Yeah, so that you'll be healthier in the long run. My energy levels have always been pretty good. People are always like, my God, why are you out again tonight?
Yeah.
But so I just felt that I wanted to have better strength, better balance. Yeah. So that's when you just need to make the time. Yeah, because health is something that's quite hard to claw back once you lose it. Yeah.
That's true. Ben's mentioned that you could now lift, I think, close to 60 kilos and all that, right? And I felt that throughout your journey here, because you've watched what you eat, and then also you've been quite consistent when you can, right? How do you find your progress so far?
Yeah, I noticed the difference in myself, and like I was telling Ben the other day, I met a friend that I haven't seen for a couple of years, and he didn't say you lost weight. When he shook my hand, he said you look fit, which I thought, oh, okay, that sounds better than you lost weight, right?
Yeah. How do you find working with your trainer Ben? Gracie describes it as like a love-hate thing.
Yeah, I think that's probably it. Yeah, you know. He tries to cheat. Yeah, he tries to make me lose count. But it's all good. I know his mom. His mom was my classmate. So when he tries to bully me, I just say, I'm going to tell your mom.
By the way, he's a big tattler also. He likes to tattle on his teammates. It's like, hey, you know, this guy did it. So maybe somebody should do it to him.
Yeah. But that's all part of making your sessions more fun.
Yeah.
Helping you forget the pain.
Has it been very hard for you to fit this in, to juggle everything, you know?
If I tell him long enough in advance, at least like 24 hours before, if I have like a meeting or something that came up, then we try and adjust the time. So that's why I find it's much easier to fit in.
Clearly, people around you probably has noticed, hey, Donna is looking fit nowadays, right? What do you feel? How do you feel that your fitness has affected your life, your day to day?
Well, number one, you're more aware of your stance when you're lifting things.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then of course, definitely feel more stable, your balance. Yeah, so like when you're walking.
That's interesting that you mentioned balance. Like, can you kind of like explain, because just now you said you wanted to improve your balance as well, right? Was that an issue before you started?
Not really, but
There is a difference.
because my son had broken his ankle about 3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. And then so after this was after COVID. So 2 years of not wearing stiletto shoes. After he broke his leg, I took out all my shoes, walked around the house, and then I was like, oh no, if my ankle sort of like flips over, I might break my ankle as well. So yeah, I gave away most of my 90% of my stilettos. So it was that kind of like fear if my ankle.
So you saw how it affected your son.
Yeah.
And like, okay, I don't want this to happen to me.
Yeah. So it was. I guess it was from there. Then you're thinking like, yeah, stability and balance is really important.
Okay. I have one more side question, right? How do you maintain your energy level? I think you mentioned.
Yeah. Well, people always say like, what do you take? What
do you
vitamins
eat, right?
do you take and all that? And I said, no, I think I get my energy levels from my mom. She's 92 and she joins the Kuching marathon every year to do the 5 km walk for somebody that's 92. Yeah, and she can still go out. She sometimes comes back later than my sons.
Wow.
So I think I inherit her sort of
That's
like
good.
energy.
That's
yeah.
really good.
So I hope to be at that level when I'm 92.
Whenever we talk to our other clients, right, a lot of times they feel the energy level is one of the thing that they want to improve. Because a lot of them, they get lethargic, and then of course productivity goes down and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been lucky that I have really high energy levels.
That's very
And
good.
I don't take much supplements either. Yeah, so.
That's good. That's really good. A lot of times a client comes in for consultation and then, what they usually say is, I don't have time, right? And some of them is like, yeah, I don't mind, like paying for this, but then if I'm not going to come, then I'm going to waste, right? And then I don't feel I can commit to it and all that kind of thing. But at the same time, we've seen the other side of the thing where when things get urgent, like you mentioned, right? Okay, they've gone through a health check, everything looks bad. They need to flip it. That's when the sense of urgency comes, and all of a sudden, this becomes their
Priority.
number one
Yeah,
priority.
yeah.
So I wanna do you have any kind of advice, or do you have anything you would like to say to people who are, kind of have this issue with the time? Because I think you're a very good example. You're a very busy person yourself, right?
Yeah. Health is your biggest asset. You can have all the money in the world,
Yeah,
but if you don't have good health, you're not going to be able to spend it.
that's true.
Yeah, so the best investment that you can make is investing in your health.
Thank you so much, Donna. So, cheers.
Cheers.